Hi, welcome to my presentation. Today I am going to take class about the research methodology. First of all, today agenda is the nature and purpose of the research and what are the different types of the research. And third thing is identifying the probable problem and topic for research. And fourth one is the main stages in the research process. And fifth one is the characteristics and features of a good research. And first of all, what is research? Scientific search for the answer to a question, a solution to a problem through the collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. First of all, research is the searching the answer to the question. Okay. Next thing is the research is the search of knowledge. It will increase the knowledge. It will increase our mind power and willpower and scientific and systematic search for the pertinent information on a specific topic. And it can be through the scientific manner, through using of some statistical software for analyzing the data. And next thing is out of scientific investigation. The research main process is to investigate the problem. The objective of the research. What are the objectives of the research is? First one is discover the answer to questions through the application of scientific procedures. Through a scientific procedure in the sense, while applying any statistical software we can use, definitely we find the result. We can get the answer to the questions. Next thing is to find out the hidden truth and not discovered. And not discovered in the sense means that is called the research gap. And hidden truth, what is the natural phenomena? What will happen in nowadays? And third thing is to gain the familiarity with the phenomena through the exploratory or formulative. The exploratory in the sense means to explore the knowledge. And the fourth thing is to portray the accurately the characteristics of a particular individual situation are group descriptive, and it can be portray the accurate informations. And the next thing is the research extend knowledge. It can extend the knowledge. It will improve the knowledge through the research, and establishes generalization and general laws, contributing to theory building in the sense there are plenty of theories is there. So we need to develop, and if you choose any topic, we need to include some theories itself. You need to framework the theory. And the next thing is verifies and test the existing facts. Theory helps to improve the knowledge and handle the situation and events. Definitely it is existing facts. Is there any existing facts? You need to improve the uh, new things in the current scenario. And to helps the prediction of events. The prediction of events means in future what will going to happen, and what are the outcomes of that. So we need to predict that. And the next thing is to develop a new tools, concepts, and theories. Better study of unknown phenomena. Unknown phenomena means if you don't know the anything, but if you have an idea to in future it will be happen. So we need to give that, and it's planning, and this contributes to national development. If you are doing any research, it will be who is the benefiter of your research, and what is the benefit of your while reading of this your paper. So we need to contribute that to the national level or international level, which will be very useful for the target audience. And types of the research, and based on the purpose of the research: exploratory, descriptive, analytical, and predictive. And approach based in the sense quantitative and qualitative. And a standard classification based basic research and applied research. And a purpose of the research, inductive and deductive. These are the types of research. And the types of the research: continuation of data. Exploratory, what is exploratory? Very few or no previous research on problem. And first of all, the exploratory in the sense to explore the knowledge, to looking for the patterns, ideas, developing the hypothesis, and gaining the insights and the familiarity with the topic. Yes, you need to go for some literature reviews. You gain some knowledge, and what are the techniques they are using, previous what they are previously doing, and now and the current. What are the methods you need to use for your research topic? And the next thing is rarely provides conclusive answers and guides your futures. What are the future direction you need to give for the exploratory research? For example, obesity among under the 5 children. That is example. You need to explore that the obesity problem in 5 children. That is the exploratory research. Okay. The next coming to the descriptive, to describe in the sense to describe the phenomena. the population situation as the existence. That is called the descriptive research. And update the information characteristics of particular problem or issue. It can describe the issue. What are the issues is there? What is the problem is there? And the 5 things you need to know about that while you going to the descriptive research. First thing is what, where, when, how, why. These are the problems. An example: obesity among children, rural, urban, gender, poor, rich. These are these type of the variables we need to use in the descriptive. Okay. Next, coming to the analytical or explanatory, goes beyond merely describing the characteristics to analyzing the explaining why, how the research is very important, why we need to do the research, and these are the main question while coming to the analytical form. And understand the phenomena by discovering, measuring the causal relations. Here the discovering things, discover what are the new invention you are doing. So these are comes under the analytical and explanatory. And fourth one is prediction. Prediction in the sense means to determine that, to forecast that, to forecast the likelihood of a similar situation in future. What will be happen? For example, in the economic term, the demand and supply. The demand will, we need to forecast that. That is a demand forecasting methods. And a solution to a problem is a particular study will be applicable to similar problem elsewhere. That is a predictive research. To understand the relevant success in future, it will be happen. So these are the outcomes in future it will be. So we need to give the predictions. And qualitative and quantitative research. After research question, so we need to frame the research question, and then finally what you need to decide that whether it's quantitative or qualitative you are using, or mixed method you are going to use. The qualitative in the sense, if the main important thing is to, you need to focus on the data, the primary data. Okay, quantitative in the sense means the statistical, the numerical data. If you want to measure something or test an hypothesis in a theory, so through the numerical values. But while coming to the qualitative, you need to get the information, the raw information you get, that the primary data you need to get that. And quantitative research. Coming to the quantitative research, what is quantitative research? Why it is very important in research? If you have, everyone has a question that it deals with the numbers and statistics, and it's based upon the target audience. How much data you need to collect that? What are the target audience you need to collect? And these are the information you need to get. And the process of collecting and analyzing the numerical data through the statistical method. There are different types of statistical methods: the regression, correlation, ANOVA, chi-square test. These are the tests we need to do that. F test, G test, T test. Every test you need to do that. For which software you are using that? SIM method, structural equation model method, a smart PLS, and IBM SPSS methods. And current days, everyone using the bibliometric analysis and use it to find the patterns and averages, make predictions, test causal relationship between. While using the correlation method, definitely we can get the test of causal relations and generate the result to wider populations. An example of this one, the obesity among rural and urban adult population comparative study. The comparative study in the sense means you need to compare the rural and urban. So we need to use the chi-square or other statistical analysis. You need to use them in quantitative research. And the difference between the quantitative and the qualitative research, that the characteristics. What are the characteristics of the type of data? Which type of data you are going to do? The phenomena are described numerically. In quantitative in the sense means the numerically you are using. Here the narrative fashions and analysis. The analysis in the sense means descriptive and inferential statistics. Descriptive in the sense means to describe that the inferential statistics you are using. And an identification of major themes. Here what is the main important content you are going to use? So this one, the scope of the inquiry. The specific questions are hypotheses. The specific questions means that is called research question you are going to ask that. And the qualitative research means the broad the thematic concerns, because the literature review is very higher for that. The primary advantage, a large sample, that is called the random sampling, simple random sampling method. The statistical validity accurately reflect the populations. And qualitative research in the means the rich in-depth interviews, the narrative description of sample size. That is a non-random sampling method. This is called the non-random sampling method. This is called random sampling method. And primary disadvantage. What is the disadvantage of these quantitative methods? The superficial understanding of participants' thoughts and feelings. It's based on the only the numerical data. Okay, the qualitative research sample, small sample, not generalized to the population to the large. Yes, these are the differences between quantitative and qualitative research. And the types of the research data collection techniques. There are two types of data. One is primary data and another thing is secondary data. The primary data can be classified into two types, that is quantitative and qualitative. And the secondary data, it can relate to the quantitative data. The quantitative data can be divided into three types. One is survey data, observation data, and experimental. And the qualitative can be FGD and in-depth interviews and questionnaires, key formats, and case studies, observation. These are the qualitative data. And while coming to the survey data is main important data. While going to the personal field, the personal interview we can take, the telephonic interview need to get the data, and the questionnaire can be distributed through the any social media platforms. And these are the types of data collection techniques. The okay, and deductive and inductive method. First of all, what is deductive and inductive method? Why we need to use in the research? Okay, it can be based on two approaches. One is top-down approaches. Top-down approaches can be followed by the deductive method, and a bottom-up approach can be used by the induction research method. First, here the it's like in a process. First one is theory, and then we need to get an hypothesis and data collection and findings. What are the findings? And hypotheses are rejected or accepted, because null hypothesis is there, the revision of theory. And these are the approaches can be used in the research, general to specific or particular. While coming to the induction in the sense means first you need to frame the research question and then observe that, and then finally we need to get the formulation. Only three steps can be followed in specific particular journal, particularly for one process, that is called the bottom up approach and induction research. And basic and applied research. And the basic and applied research. The applied research is a study that has been designed to apply its findings to solving a specific existing problem. If you find any research question in that research problem also, so you need to get some answer for that. So what is the main solution for that problem? That is called applied research. Is application of existing knowledge to improve the management practices and policies. Is there existing data? Is the existing paper? That is a duplications. If you copy the same research article, a manuscript, and you need to send some journal, that is a duplication. But if you find out any good article or journal which is very important in a current scenario, what they are not discovered, you need to discover one thing, you need to include it in it, and you can give a proper solution for that, that it can be accepted and conducted to reveal the answer to the specific question to the related actions, performance, policy needs. And these are the applied research. For example, increase the vaccination by addressing the factors of vaccination hesitancy. This is the main example of applied research. And while coming to the basic research, it's a basic, fundamental. We improve the understanding of general issues without emphasis on immediate application. It's like a slow process. Okay. An example is the reason factors of contributing to reasons. What are the reasons to contributing the vaccine hesitancies? And the research start with identifying a research topic or problem. Nowadays, the new upcoming the research scholars, they are suffering one problem. That is how to get a good research topics, because that is a major problem while coming to the institution, while selecting the research topics. So better to choose a good idea about that, what you are going to do in future, how it will be useful, and how current scenario, what is the result of that. So how it will be useful for the future and the present, and everything you have to mind it, and you can choose that the research topic. And the tap all sources will have some ideas, some suggestions, and opinion on the problem. Yes, and the play key role in subsequent stages and steps in the research. Yes, your supervisor will give some steps and stages to the you So what are the things you need to follow? The reference point in deciding the general strategy and research design. The research design is a main important thing while you are going to the while sending the manuscript. And next, the more effort, better will be the outcome of the study. And these are the points which can be very useful for you. And criteria to select appropriate problem, avoidance of the duplication. And as already I told you that the duplication problem, the interest, based upon the interest, what are the interest you need to get? For example, if you are a marketing, if you are general management, if you are management, if you're a HR student, each and everything you need to decide that. If you are a marketing problem, you go for the marketing oriented. And the relevance and priority problem. And next thing is the feasibility of study, availability of resources. What are the resources we have available? Yes, everybody has, every institution have some accessibility to download the papers, the papers of from the scopus journals. And the problem of affecting the community, the problem, what is the problem? You need to select that research topic. And ethical accessibility, acceptability. Ethical acceptability in the sense means you need to follow some ethical guidelines in that research. And relates to the practical problem, how it will be related to the practical scenario. And next one is the expertise in the sense means what are the new scenario, how it will be useful for you. And data availability in the sense means where you get the data, who is the target audience. And if some of them are just simply just choosing, there is no any audience, they're simply searching for that who is the target audience. So you need to better to go for the good idea about that. And urgency of data needed, timeliness. And next thing is the political accessibility, acceptability of study. Yes, even if you are choosing any contemporary issues, definitely it will be in a political issue or some social issues or environmental issues. Better to go for that. Better to mind it, and you have to do some do the article in accurate manner. If you know accurately, definitely you will move on. And next one is a general curiosity. General curiosity means I want to do something, I want to do something. Yes, definitely there is a curiosity to do without knowing of that, you need to take the paper and you need to publish that. That is some problem, there is an issue, you need to face that. And next it relates to the influential and patriarchal populations. Yes, some of them while collecting the questionnaires also, data collection methods also, there is some misuse is there. While they are giving the information means that is a accurate or true or false information, you need to decide that. So these are the avoidance of the duplication. And the major steps in the research process, these are the 6 research processes very important for your entire PhD. Choose a topic and search the literature. First of all, what is a literature review? Literature review means already existing one. What are the things which is related to your topic? Okay, what are the area, what are the area you need to choose, what is the existing things what they are doing, you need to take that, in which year they are using this. Their objectives is like that, they are finding this one. These are the literature review. And next, review the literature, define the research problem and research questions. What are the research problem, what are the problem nowadays, and research questions, why we need to use it, how we need to use it. So these are the research questions. And design the research and write the proposal. Yes, research design is the main important thing. The methodology part is very important, and you need to frame that, the conceptual model or model, you need to frame that. That model will be helpful for your entire PhD, the entire paper. So next, collect the research data. The research data can be collected through various ways, like questionnaires, direct interviews, and these are the process. Next, analyze and interpret the research data. Through which manner? Through the IBM SPSS software and R programming, or different types of software is available in nowadays. Next, writing the thesis and research report. The final step is to writing the thesis and research report, and the findings and contributions and the characteristics of the good research. What are the characteristics of the good research? It's a research problem scope. The poor research and the good research is the comparison. What is the poor research and what good research? The poor research means to unclear, unfocused. Because if you are not focused one thing, you need to focus on another thing. Yes, today we have a good phenomena, you need to focus on that. Tomorrow we have everything is not just, you need to be clear in that. So that then only you can publish the paper in goods category journal, ABDC journals, and which will be very acceptable in foreign country also. And good research sharply focused and direct to the academic debate. Okay, it's literature review. Uh, a list of items, lens unclear or no evaluations, research question missing, impractical or unfocused. Unfocused means you could not able to frame the research question. You could not able to frame the conceptual model. So if you are thoroughly read the literature review, then only you can frame the research question. What is the research problem? Okay. Next, good research, the critical evaluation of relevant up-to-date literature review. Up-to-date in the means even now, tomorrow or now, the second itself, what are the papers are related to your field. You need to be very focused about that. And methodology, little appreciation of research designs, no justification of choice, not linked to the literature. So these are the main things. The methodology part is very important. Some of the good journal without methodology they won't accept. So methodology should be in a clear cut manner. The good research, the cohesive design, excellent review of the research design options linked to the literature. Most of the literature reviews can be displayed in the diagrammatic format and analysis and discussions. The unclear findings, unrelated research questions, little or unempted discussion related to review. The unclear findings means you need to focus on one area and then you need to find out the research problem and research question and you need to give the clear solution to that problem. So then only the analysis will be clear. Okay, if you are collecting the data, you need to use that as some other for example descriptive data or something, a correlation and chi-square test. Before going to use, you need to find which method is very relevant to my field, my data. So you need to analyze that the based upon the variables you need to use. The hypothesis testing is very important. Without these steps we can't do anything. So good research can clear findings of the analytical method, generates new knowledge and insights linked to the literature. And the conclusions, finally the conclusion part, some conclusion but not linked to the research questions, implication and limitations, research result not addressed. So the result cannot be clear cut manner in poor research. While coming to the good research, a conclusion can be clearly linked to research questions, attention given to the implication and limitation. So limitation, we need to give the limitation and implication under research. Implication can be very important for your the thesis and your research paper also. So thank you, and thank you for your patience. Tomorrow we need to, in coming class I need to discuss about the sample sizes and statistical method. What are the statistical method we need to use in um, we need to use, and I need to give clear information. And thank you very much.